Hey, and welcome to level 13 of Goldeneye 007. This is Depot. Now, Depot is a very interesting level. It doesn't feel like a video game level, more that it just kind of feels like a giant lot where things are kind of stored. And I kind of like it because there's a lot to explore, but then there's not a lot to see, because you'll see what I mean as we make our way through the level. But we're going to kill these guards at the start. It's important to note that the guards in this level will respawn constantly, so you don't really want to be hanging around too long. There's lots of areas like this, for example, where you can see abandoned depots, you can see abandoned stations, but you can't really interact with them, and it kind of makes this level feel a lot bigger than it actually is. There's a lot of warehouses, there's a lot of doors that lead to absolutely nothing, in particular here on 00 Agent difficulty. So this is the warehouse we actually need to go into. You're supposed to explore and find it, which is part of the reason why there's so many empty warehouses. So when you come inside here, you'll actually find an ammo cache. Now, a lot of these weapons don't actually have any ammo, so we're just really picking up the aesthetic weapons, but there are some useful things here which we want to get our hands on if we can. Especially the rocket launcher here, so we can use this to destroy the weapons cache. So you can see not all the weapons actually have ammo in them, so that's just something we've got to kind of get used to. So it's worth noting as well, when you come inside these warehouses, it's likely that a bunch of guards are going to spawn behind you and kind of wait to shoot you through the door. So it's important to make sure that you're managing the number of guards when you're heading through this level. I like to throw out some mines here, just because it kind of tells me where the guards are, because obviously you can't really see that far in this game. The draw distance isn't particularly great, so you can see that the mines have already started to go off, which tells you that the guards were going to be chasing us there. So when you come into this warehouse here, you can see that you have to destroy all of the computer terminals and this big screen. There's also a few guards in here. Probably the worst thing in this level is this turret in the corner here. So if you're not careful, that thing can absolutely shred your health. So you've got to make sure you're careful with it. Grab the safe key there and destroy the final computer terminal. And now we've got to get to the end of this level. But as you can see, the guards have wasted no time at all in sort of bunching up outside here. And the problem is there's no other way for us to get past these guys. So we've got to take care of all these guys. So I'm going to use the rocket launcher there to thin out the numbers. You can see how much ammo was there. There was an absolute ton of guards. If you're really not careful on 00 Agent difficulty, you can get absolutely overwhelmed by all of this. So it's very important that you don't sort of lose your bearings. I just wanted to kind of show you as well, like, off the beaten path, there's just warehouses. There's just an absolute ton of warehouses. There's no reason you'd want to explore these. On the lower difficulties, there are body armor pieces that you can grab, but on 00 Agent difficulty, you very rarely see body armor. So when you come to this door over here, I'm going to put a mine on the back of the door here. Just because when they try to come in here, it'll blow up on them. So you need to use that safe key we picked up to pick up this blueprints. Yes, these blueprints. So there's not only a piece of body armor here as well. So I'm actually going to show you something pretty interesting here. So at the end of this level, there's a little animation when you get onto the train. And James Bond will actually use any gun that you bring to the end of the level. So even though we haven't got any ammo for this gun here, and we weren't able to pick any up, he'll still use the gun pretty happily to take down the guards here. It's also worth noting this train is so much smaller than what you'll see in the next level, so you know it's obviously taking liberties with the scale and the size. But Depot's an interesting level because it doesn't really feel like a video game level. It kind of just feels like a bunch of warehouses, and that's kind of the point. You know, it's not supposed to feel streamlined. You're supposed to go exploring to find all of the things that you need to find, and when you come into this level for the first time, it can be an absolute nightmare to find your way around. And on the top difficulties, those respawning enemies, very annoying to deal with. Speaking of annoying to deal with, The cheat for this one is actually on Secret Agents here. Now, the only difference between this and the 00 Agent run that we just did, we don't have to destroy the weapons cache, which is both good and bad because it means we don't get the rocket launcher to deal with this turret in here. So it means that we have to be a bit careful when we're kind of coming in here and when we're leaving here, because obviously there's going to be a whole bunch of guards who are going to do their absolute best to destroy me. So I'm literally just going to body the shots from this turret. As you can see, it is not wasting any time shredding me here. But yeah, that turret is horrible. As you can see, the guards haven't spawned yet. We have 1 minute 40 seconds to get to the end of this level. We don't really have time to deal with large groups of enemies, and we don't have the health right now to do that. So literally, I'm just legging it as fast as I can to the end of the level here. You do need to get the blueprint out of the safe, so that is a requirement. But you don't have to destroy the ammo cache. But yeah, overall, not a super hard cheat to get. You just have to kind of know where you're going in the level. You can't really afford to stop and spend time looking around. There's a lot to see in this level, although not a lot to do. It's one of those levels that, again, much like Street, it's more about setting the tone for the period in the game rather than, you know, creating a super memorable gaming experience. But let me know what you think of Depot. Do you love the atmosphere? Do you hate the atmosphere? Do you think it's a good level or do you think it's a bad one? Let me know in the comments, and thank you very much for watching.